purpose of this experiment is to study the effects of starchy complex carbohydrates on sleepiness. The participant is a 21-year-old female who is currently a psychology student at the University of Queensland. She loves to eat, however, she always feels sleepy after lunch. Therefore, she wants to find out if there is a difference eating starchy complex carbohydrates versus fibrous complex carbohydrates for lunch on the levels of sleepiness. This experiment is a single subject design. The independent variable for this experiment is types of carbohydrates. The first level of independent variable is fibrous complex carbohydrates. The second level is starchy complex carbohydrates. The third level is fibrous and starchy complex carbohydrates. The dependent variable for this experiment is levels of sleepiness. The first level is very sleepy, second level, sleepy, third level, neutral, fourth level, awake, fifth level, very awake. To increase the validity of the experiment, certain variables were controlled for. She takes in the same amount of calories for every meal and 500 calories for every lunch. She burns 233 calories before lunch every day. She sleeps for 7 hours every day and she takes her meals at the same time every day. She uses MyFitnessPal app to calculate and note her calories intake for every meal, the Health app to calculate the calories burnt before lunch, the Sleep Cycle app to measure the number of hours she sleeps. She uses a diary to rate her level of sleepiness, and she uses the internet to roll a dice to randomize the different conditions and determine her lunch. This is a record of the types of lunch she had for 30 days, which was randomized and determined by the online dice roller. Before she started on the 30-day self-experiment, she researched on the different types of carbohydrates, mainly fibrous versus starchy carbs. She then made a list of lunch meals that she would be eating on fibrous days, starchy days, and mixture days. She also made a list of food that she would be eating for breakfast and dinner. She had different sets of breakfast and dinner for each week for the 4 weeks of experiment, meaning that she ate the same food for breakfast for 7 days in a row before changing to other food. Likewise for dinner, she ate the same food for dinner for 7 days in a row before changing to other food. The 3 types of lunch were fixed and set for the entire experiment. For example, if she were to eat fibrous complex carbohydrates on the 1st, 12th, and 24th day, she would be eating the same food of the same portion. The same goes for starchy carbohydrate days and mixed carbohydrate days. The participant started her 30-day self-experiment on 12 September and it ended on 11 October. From Mondays to Sundays, she wakes up at 6:30 a.m. and then she uses the internet to roll a dice to determine the types of carbohydrates she will have for lunch. She then takes her breakfast at 7 a.m. in the morning. At 7:30 a.m., she goes for a 25 minutes walk to burn 233 calories. She takes her lunch at 12:30 p.m. and she rates her level of sleepiness at 1 p.m., 1:30, 2, 2:30, 3 p.m. to see if the types of lunch she had actually affected her level of sleepiness. After 30 days, the participant ended her self-experiment and analyzed the results of the experiment. She found no significant effects of types of carbohydrates on her level of sleepiness, meaning that she still felt sleepy in general, whether or not she had fibrous, starchy, or mixture carbohydrates for lunch.
Created using Powtoon.